In this tutorial, you'll build a real-time notification system in SwiftUI using Firebase and Firestore, where your UI updates instantly when new data arrives. On the left-hand side of the screen, the first simulator, we're logged in as Thread Blogs at the moment. So to show the application, how it works, I'll log in using Google Login as Iris Insights. Next thing I'll do, I will create a review for Thread Blogs. So I just type in hello world ABC and then post it. And as you can see, Thread Blogs, it contains a notification alert. So if I click on Thread Blogs profile, you'll see the actual notification that was submitted. Hello world ABC. And the notifications are also within a list, within the alerts as well. So we can also upload our profile image if we want to, and add our name and username. So this is the application we'll be creating. In this tutorial, we'll set up Firebase Firestore and create the collections required for our SwiftUI app. These collections will store the user profiles and images and will later be used alongside Firebase authentication for email, password and Google sign-in. So let's create our project. I'll just call the project Firebase Social App. Let me do that again. Firebase Social App. Click on continue. And then we can select an account. I just selected any previous account that's already there. The project has now been generated, so we just click on continue. The next thing we need to do is click on Add App. Since we're building Iris apps, we click on Iris. Next thing we need to do is to get our Apple bundle ID from my application, from my Xcode project, which is here. And then we just paste it into that field there, and then we click on the register app button. And then we just download our Google services info.plist. And then we drag our plist, which is this file here. It might be downloaded to your downloads folder. And mine is on my desktop, so we drag the plist and we just drop it into our project. And then we just click on finish. And then your Google service info plist will be displayed here. Within our browser, we just click on next. Click on next again. And again. To add Firebase SDK to our project, we use the Swift Package Manager. So we could click on File, Add Package Dependencies. This is the URL. Just select it. It's already added to my project at the moment, but you just select it. And then after that, the Add Package button should be enabled. Then you just click on Add Package button, and then you just wait for the Firebase Iris SDK Swift Manager packages to be downloaded into your project. So the first collection we'll be creating or adding to Firebase is called our users collection. And the purpose of that collection is to store a list of users, such as the display name, the photo URL, and the last time it was updated at. So we need to select or click on database and storage, and then click on Firestore. Click on create database. Just select standard edition. Click on next. I'm in the UK, so I just select Europe. Click on next. And then we can just select start in production, or is it start in test? Let's just click on select start in test mode. Click on create. And then the database should be created. And you can see it's empty at the moment. So for our database attributes, or for the collection attributes, the first thing we need to do is to name the collection. So let's name it users. Click on next. The next thing we need to do is to add our actual attributes. So we add our default author ID, and then the attribute name will be display name, which will be string data type. We need to add another field called photo URL, which is also string, and also another field which is called updated at, which is timestamp field. And then we need to supply a default. Click on save. As you can see, it created a default record within the users table. To enable sign-in with Google, we have to select the security and then click on authentication. Click get started. And then we have two options that we'll be using in this application, which is email, password, and Google sign-in. So we're using both. So for the first one, we just get the first one configured, which is email, password. So the user can sign in with an email or password if they don't want to log in with their Google account. Just enable it. Click on save. And then we just click on the add new provider. So now we're going to enable the Google sign-in. Click on Google. Enable it. We can just update the public facing name of the project to the name of the actual project that we created in Xcode. So if you want to, you can call it, for example, Firebase real-time social app. So this is where you can like rename your project. So I just called it Firebase because I've got one there ready. Social app 2 tester. And then we also need to supply our support email. So just select your support email from the list here. And then afterwards, you just click on save. And then the next thing you'll need to do is to download the latest configuration since we've updated it. Click on done. And then you drag that new configuration file or the updated configuration file to your Xcode project and replace it with the old one. So just drag and drop. And then click on finish. And then within your Google service info file, you need to copy the actual reverse client ID. You need to copy the whole string. And then you need to place it within your URL type. Just place it there. So the next thing we need to do is to get the Swift Manager dependencies files for Google sign-in. So we need to click on File, Add Package Dependencies, and then supply the URL, which is this one here. And then you just click on Add Package. Because at the moment it's already in this project, so it doesn't allow me to re-add it. But you just click on Add Package button that would be enabled in your project. And then when both Swift Package Managers have been added, your project structure will look like this. That includes your dependencies. In the next episode, we'll implement our author service and our auth view model.